Yo,
Yo, it's the 26th of September 2018. Yeah, but this is for the 25th of September because I've been doing videos and the time is just, well, they're long videos. It's taken a while to put them up, but you can see what's up. Right now, looking at the different volcanoes, the volcano cam, and you can see this bird here. Go look at that thread that I on my Twitter that's starts with juke joint Jezebel, and there's like a bird. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you can see Piton de Bert, Reunion Island, Piton de Fernandez. I believe one of the features of it is lava river thing is changed. Now it looks a little different. You have Sakurajima here smoking and doing its thing, and the bird here. In fact, I'm literally gonna pull this up right now. Just all these common threads and themes, see? And like even there, you can see birds like to hang out in front of this camera as the volcanoes erupt. So, there you go. There's one right now. Seems pretty long-term, artistically relevant. Here you have Popocatépetl, and you can see it's well, you can't really see too much because of the clouds, but it does seem to be maybe doing something. See the clouds here, and the sun looks kind of interesting through the clouds. And the other volcanoes just chilling. Stromboli was doing some Strombolian style stuff earlier that was pretty impressive. At the moment it's just hanging out. So let's look at earthquakes for 25th, and then I'm going to make a video later, and that'll be 26th. So I'll put the webcam back up there, and we can go. Okay, we'll first look at earthquakes and stuff. We'll then get to Twitter, and then, yeah. So, earthquakes for 25th. This is all the day of the 25th, so yesterday from, I made the parameters 0 to 235959. So, you can see here 5.2 in Peru. It's right down here. And let's see, some other interesting activity, more large activity. 5, Severo, Kurlisk. Some of this stuff is kind of funny, huh? And I mean, in the names, Severo, it's quite Severo. No, being severe. Oh, okay. Just looking for anything else interesting. This says 31 kilometers southeast of Mountain Columbia, but it's here. It doesn't look like it's the Caribbean Sea. Columbia's here. So, some swarming around Puerto Rico as usual. Well, there's normally some quakes around this size around here, or there has been at least for the past several, since I've been doing these earthquake reports, basically. Or since I've been covering earthquakes, and now that this is just, I cover whatever, it's like, still, they're going off there. And when they have earthquakes in Jamaica, in fact, there's a video about that, that I could go find. But we'll just move on. So, again, largest here is 5.2. Maybe one more to pull up, or some more. This one's here off the coast of Japan. And India says, but you can see where it is. It's kind of where north of Bangladesh there, south of Bhutan. Okay, and so that's that for there. Let's look at the felt reports. I'm just going to click felt reports for different places, bring them all up at once. This is offshore Guerrero, Mexico. Perceptible as a small millstone. He felt more than 5 since he reached a large area. I think that's saying it felt like this one is saying. We'll look in a second. I sense the movement in a pendulum that I have at home. And this says, it does not match the intensity of the movement that I perceived. It's stronger than the seismological service of Mexico has it as 5.3 is more accurate. So this one said felt more than 5. So 2 are saying that it felt more than 5, and those are 300 kilometers from the epicenter. So that seems decently far. I think something's going on with the reporting on top of all the agencies not being able to connect in proper ways and give just the best information for everybody. So here's another one in Mexico. I swing my screen that is hanging from the ceiling. That's what it says, but you can read it in Spanish. Okay, Assam, India. Light tremors, mild 4.6. Heavy 2 times in a row. Felt something. It's modern. It's moderate. No effect here. Bed shook just like the first honeymoon night. I felt it just now. Weihai says some major crackdown. Mejor crackdown. I felt an earthquake. Cyprus region 2.8. 3.6 Morelos, Mexico. Something about not persisting. Iran, Imin. Okay, let's look at, this is your GIMPA for the 25th. I'm going to turn off the webcams again. You can see, we'll do largest is a 5.2. This was, I believe, either 5.2 or 5.4 on USGS. Let's just look where it is. Bella, Union, Puerto Lomas, San Juan de Marcona, Nazca. So you can see I think there's some interesting features around this area, maybe like geographic features or stuff etched and stuff from, looks like a different, you'd have to have perspective to do it or something like that, if I recall correctly. So 5.1 Coral Islands. This is the Severo one that I was saying. Caribbean Sea of 4.8. Oh, okay, these are the ones that were saying Colombia. Mountain Colombia. Is this little area considered Colombia or something? Maybe. Well, 4.7. See, so those are both right. Are they? No, those are both right here and here. So I don't know why that was registered as Colombia USGS. 4.6 South Fiji Islands. You see one here, Sumatra. Well, that's not Sumatra, but here's 4.6 Sumatra and a deep 4.6 South Fiji Islands. And here's 4.6 near coast Mexico. This might be the 5.3 or greater feeling one, or greater than 5 one. So you can see where it is. And this is actively, okay, just making sure. You can see this is actively where there is an erupting, it's exploding and exhalations are happening and releasing smoke to a degree, seemingly just saying, yo. Yeah. And this is how in geographic location it is, so like a seismic activity around there would be an indicator. Here, this is 4.3. It is also similarly positioned. So would be indicators of, also volcanic activity. Here's a 3.1 Washington, Oregon, this Vancouver, Portland area. Is that, was that registered? There's a lot of stuff to go through, but not all this is registered. This is confirmed though, so. Alright, let's move on. Let's go to here. Get some water in a sec. Okay, you can see for the 25th, so starting here. Let me go here. And nothing is as highlighted as the thing right above it, but which I'll cover later in the next video. And I mean, that's basically 5.1 Peru. There's nothing to really talk about there. Okay, I do want to talk about something here. So when I was saying that there could be issues with the agencies reporting, or that maybe agencies aren't reporting everything, or that, there's something, that maybe it could be it posted it because there's information, and this has happened several times, and there seems to be some information asymmetry, like you gotta get it proper, and maybe not all this is real or correct, but that I'm making points with it, But again, that this is an earthquake that appeared, and this one too. This is a 5.4, or this one as well. It's a 5.4. This one is a North Pacific seamount, and I made this video yesterday. It's no longer on this, so they took it off. They took it off yesterday, and they took off the other one, I believe, in Russia. Or no, here, this is the 5.4 in Russia. So, there's the other one, and one thing that I noticed, so here's the Russia one, but this is a very large 7.4 magnitude, 114 kilometers from Loa Seamount. You can see it, it's this one right here.
Probably is,
but I didn't click it because I was going to get into it in this video, but it's gone now, so. See how this one only has 2 sensors reporting it? You can see the lines here. I believe you can see the lines there. I'm gonna see if I can. Okay, just making sure. You can see the lines here. There are only 2 sensors reporting it. I don't know if they're directional sensors. I don't know if it was just glitches. I don't know what specifically, it was, or consciously. I'm sure. I know, but to say that there's some sort of interface where I can just explain it to people, because it's obviously going on, because it's obviously all the information that's actually happening. There's not some sort of issue or block or whatever, and there's not, whatever about any of these agencies, and there's not information being changed. So that we want to get to the future where everybody lives, kingdom of heaven, where people aren't dying and stuff like that. You don't have all information proper. Knowledge abounds in the book of Daniel 12, Daniel 12, right? When Michael stands up, the prince. So, which seems to be very much like a part in Revelation. And so that knowledge is very important, and that having this knowledge, this data information, that type of knowledge. There's wisdom and understanding, but literally the data knowledge, having the knowledge displayed in a way that is pertinent, is helpful. So, again, just want to point that out with these. And again, this same, not issue, but thing was happening where there were only 2 sensors reporting the earthquake. And it's this one right here, so this will probably, I'll look for it. That does it in the way that I'd look a little closer, yeah. Which is, so, there,
a combination of actually multiple
mouse is.
That's why I just use multiple of these,
because so that you can see
multiple
also just
parts
darker
of
red
each individual agency.
But a 7.5 would be
critical element,
another very large earthquake.
Together.
So
what's going on?
It's gone from the thing,
again,
and
I don't believe
this one. And none of these, it didn't seem to say that these
real fast
sensors registered.
Oh,
okay. Well, there I did click it. And you can see which sensors registered it. One over here and one over here. So, I mean, are they picking and choosing? I mean, are people picking and choosing? Is this wise? Can there be a thing that says, the majority of sensors posted these, but these are some off ones that could have some actual activity that could be, might be desirable to recognize in a way. So, just to look at that in that way. Okay, let's move on. Oh, actually, let's look at this real fast, because we'll just look at the 25th. Here's the 5.4. So you can see, versus the other one where there's 2, there's a number of sensors that have picked this up. I believe these are sensors or stations. Each station is probably tied to a organization, So, see, there you go. Anto and Turkey, and Turkey. Okay, so EIL, Elat, Israel, ILAT, Israel, so EIL. So they're just naming the sensors after the different things. Rain, rain, Saudi Arabia. So it's like sensor locations and kind of the sensor titles. And maybe some of these were the ones that picked up that other one, but that would be a very large earthquake. And some of these other ones only have 2, or very few. Like this one only has, more, but 2 pertinent. And, this one doesn't seem to have that many. So if that's happened and that it's taken off, it would be desirable to have that information actually. That's the point of having all these, public services, but not just public services, definitely who I claim to be. I need to be given the accurate information so that I can, work with that kingdom of heaven, make that kingdom of heaven, and that lacking that accurate information is probably a problem. And maybe people are saying they don't want to cause panic if there's, an increase in earthquakes, but that would literally be the point of the Word of God, saying, okay, well, that's, first of all, God controls everything. Word of God is God in the context of Christianity, which, you get it, there is one God, So, that these things, it'd be just good to have this stuff laid out for everybody in a way that would help everybody, not just some, or, the kingdom of heaven, not just random organizations. Moving on. Here's some red stuff over Fiji, more deep activity. It's nothing new there in Israel, supposedly. Again, this one, I'm not even saying with this one that it is on purpose, but this one, when it updated the other day, it updated multiple at once after it had already updated previously, so that maybe there's just some database thing issue or whatever. So there you go. Volcanic activity. Volcanoes are definitely doing a lot around different places. Just, you could see it. That's why volcanoes are a very good indicator of this. You can just see and clearly see. Okay, here's what has been the Hokkaido cam is now Typhoon Trami. Earthquake alert Japan. So now it's still pretty similar. It's just focused on Typhoon Trami. And you see this large typhoon here, which I'll go over on Twitter stuff, and it is brewing. This is Taiwan, I believe, and South Japan and Philippines, and so it's just sitting here, and as I said, going up and down in force, up and down in power as a storm, as if to show, God is Lord of the storm. Is Lord of the storm, very clearly, and that, some I said, it'll manifestly do it to prove the point. Not trying to cause issue. The issue is that there's people trying to cause issue to get a kingdom of heaven going. And this is a clear indicator that, you should be listening to this person who is connected and is, and I've already explained what that means, and I shouldn't have to keep explaining it. Or, shouldn't have to, it's obvious. But, versus someone asserting authority that doesn't have it, that is hurting everyone. So, here you go. Your live cast in the next future. You have IBM Live view of, I guess this is like International Space Station looking down on Earth or something, and here's Okinawa, maybe showing the increased activity around the area. It looks choppy. So, Arc System, Japan, we are live cast in the next future. There you go. Here's Bali, Indonesia, Volcano YT, Mount Agung, and different mounts. You can see what they are. It says their name next to them. And it's been releasing some plumes, so you can go look at that. There's some activity registered. That's what this red is right here. So, I mean, whether that's a plume or not, I'm just saying there's activity on this, so you can see it. Here's another thing. This looks like a GoldenEye level. Yogyakarta, India, but get it, yog, like a yoke, you yoked or something. Okay, Yogyakarta, India. But it really does look like a GoldenEye level. Okay, going to move on. Let's look at what's been going on just in the past day. Okay, the last broadcast got up to this one. I posted a bunch 18, 19 hours ago. Let's look at that. Dangerous floods in India, and you see this bus gets taken away. More Piton de Fernets. Some of these, like, you can hear what it sounds like. And for the people that I'm saying, you know, Into the Bible lens like this for you, it has to be a terrifying prospect. So, there you go, staring you in the face. Here's an overview of the, you know, hole in the ground where there's magma, lava, and more, you know, it's, I guess at the top it's lava. Okay. Anyway, here you see Krakatoa. Krakatoa is exploding. Lots of volcanic activity all around the world. Agung, pluming. Here's, and that it's been picking up, especially in the last, you know, since like 2011, and just my whole life to prove points, and not just to prove points. Literally, the whole point is, all this can be fixed and we can go to a kingdom of heaven. It actually needs to come under, like, whatever evil spirits and, you know, the Satan adversary. That's why, you know, volcano stuff, like, it needs to be done. Like, we need to move to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, here's this Ottoman Bozdag, and it is here. We'll click where it is real fast. Azerbaijan, and it is a mud volcano, and just so you can see the, like, kind of mud coming down the thing, but it's petrochemical fueled, and it's lighting up for the 5th time in the last 2 years. I mean, it's exploding and doing stuff. So all this kind of extreme activity all around the world in the you know, picking up, but especially in the past few days, you know, or you know, it's just been picking up, but very obviously to fit this narrative now, because you can see what this is. We need to be done with this. Let's move forward to the kingdom of heaven. And, you know, kingdom of heaven, not just at hand, it's here. Is, was, will be, already there. This is, maybe even this is a good way to describe that. In the next future, already there. Like, Okay, here's Popocatépetl erupting big. Like you can see, it looks like a very large eruption, way over the clouds, way over the camera. And it says 3 times, so it does actually. It is a large one, and so are the other ones around it. This is someone like from their house or from where they live or from their office or something looking at it, and from where they do their channel at least currently or at that moment. And you can see there clearly is activity. Not just clearly is activity, you can see it going above the clouds. And here's probably that specific plume. All these I worked to get together so you could see it in different angles and stuff like that, and it makes sense. It's like a good story. I mean, it's like you actually can see it's happening from multiple angles. Not like it's a good story. Kingdom of Heaven, let's go there. Better than what there is. Okay. You have Sakurajima, time-lapse, camera 4, but almost making a point with the way it's spelled and all this, and just saying, like, look, it's definitely happening here and all around the world. Mexico issues warning after activity registered at Popocatépetl volcano, and this is the Hindustan Times, so all around the world seemingly this is being broadcast and talked about. So my opinion, I believe I'm probably broadcasting to more than is being just presented on my interface here, and prayerfully that this is going to be fixed. We're going to the Kingdom of Heaven. This is, no one wants to actually have to deal with what's been going on here in this way, because people have been doing it in subversive snake-like ways, but cutting the head off the snake or stepped on it and crushed its head, whatever. Here, like when I post this 6 hours ago, woke up and these were all uploaded finally. It took a long time because this one's 2 hours, this one's 8 hours long. So I did it yesterday or whatever, 2 days ago. It's 8 hours long. It took a long time to get up. And I talk about how people are attacking me and other people through sexual warfare, and it's killing people. It's a form of warfare. It's like germing on people. If you knew about germs before, there was laws about germing on people in germ warfare, and you could do it, you could get away with it. Well, then snakes would, and they did. And it's been going on since biblical days, and guess what? I'm here. Crush the head of the snake, we're done. Like, that's what Jesus is doing and did, and we're done. Because the empire and, the world is actually be a big family. Someone does have sexual authority. And that's what the Word of God provides, actually. That's what the Bible is supposed to set up. That's what we're all supposed to head towards. God, the Word of God is daddy. Or God is daddy. That's Abba, Father. But it's the whole point is not to have, a broken reality, because that's not what Dad wants. I know, even within, my life and within the Bible, there's explanations of what, the gift which God provides, and not just in many ways. So, okay, here's, so that we wouldn't have to continue doing this, Kingdom of Heaven is we can still have all the fun. I'm going to continue to talk about sexuality in a very open way, in a very way that I think will fix this problem instead of perpetuate it in a way I'm hurt. I'm physically hurt by this. People are going to have to deal with this actually. This is actually a way that people hurt people. You can't just go around germing on people and diseasing them and sickening them to kill them. You can't just use sexual warfare to kill people like this. This is done. So, this is Padma Lakshmi, and I've tagged all these people now. So, now all these people that I've been bringing up, or not all of them, because they don't all have accounts on here. Like when I was looking at here, this Tao Ma person, he has an Instagram, but he doesn't have a Twitter. So, and Hideo Kojima, I believe this game, and Death Stranding seemingly is a perpetuation of it. Maybe you're just thinking this is cool or something, but it's really not. It's perpetuation of death and sexual warfare and rape and just everything terrible. And that's why this ends. Literally the Bible's if people want to continue that, not just the Bible, humanity moving forward, existence, the family of God, the planet, everything. the kingdom of heaven is like, if that's what you want, if you guys just all want to die, that can all be done suddenly and at once to get you out of here. We want to live forever in a kingdom of heaven where we're all happy and pleasured and not have to deal with this, where we're a happy family and don't fight and die and stuff. But all this bullshit where people are like gaming people and trying to kill them into death isn't good. I'm not saying that for everybody on this, because, Kate Upton, bring me your milk. Yale, bring me your milk. Whitney, bring me your butthole. And this is all in accordance with if your husbands would desire that. I mean, if you're the man that you're with, I'm pretty sure I'm everyone's husband at this point. That's the whole point. Even men, I'm connected to you in a point where it's like we're family brothers. I'm dad or some, not just I'm dad or something. Word of God, dad. I want to provide for you in a way, like I want to logically explain this in a way that clearly it is all explained out. You can even see Book of Matthew, what all this is, like to get this party started, get to the kingdom of heaven, instead of perpetuating whatever this is. Reina, you could be a ninja. There you go. Padma, I've tagged you in this. You say it says feminist, mother, immigrant, like feminist. If you are for women, well then here, this is truly obviously this ancient wisdom, which is, you can hurt people through sexuality. You can literally kill them. You can kill the man through, like, hurting you, like what I went over in this video. So, logically, reasonably, you should listen, and I'm like, let's go to the kingdom of heaven. And one thought I had is, inherently my question for all women is, can I have your virginity? Can we be partners? Can we be, that seems to be what this is for, to move on to the kingdom of heaven in a way. And if not, let's set this up in a way where you're with the right person who you're connected to, where you're not going to disease me and other people, where we can move on like a family and, kingdom of heaven style thing, but not hurt people. And so inherently my question is, can I have your virginity, your anal virginity, your mouth virginity, your hand virginity? If you don't want to give your vagina virginity and hurt and all that stuff, can I be the only man that you jerk off? Can I be, if you want to do sexual things, that's what I'm saying. And that, society would be better fitted that people aren't dying in disease through these things, that everybody has this all provided for in a way that works, that all this stuff. So I want all your virginities and your sexualities in a way that isn't, or again, to the person that you're connected to, but at least one person specifically, Stephanie GMJ here, is diseasing me through this method, but seemingly maybe a number of people are connected to me in a way that where we at least need to work things out so that I'm not hurt, the planet isn't shaking and people are dying still, that we can move on as a happy family. So that seems like a reasonable thing moving forward. And there seems to actually have to be a Harlot of Babylon, Jezebel character that needs to, this is what God intended. If she wants to do some savage shit, if she wants to be a venomous whore, riding venomous snakes, they get killed, she gets killed. I mean, that's actually how this ends. People get thrown alive into lake of sulfur, the lava. That is biblical. And we kick off a happy party where sexuality isn't warfare, sexuality is fun, and we're all provided for. Again, how about, again, I'm going to keep bringing this up. Women, I would love to take your virginity and be your first and only sexual contact, and not just only sexual. We can have it in a harem where we have all sorts of contact with the ladies, and if, with all your friends and, your sisters and stuff like that. We can do this within the context of we're not dying and it's really fun. I can take your virginity. We can do it in public. She was talking about her sexuality. She thought she would lose her virginity in a fun way. Padma Lakshmi was saying this, in a good way, that it wasn't hurtful and harmful, in a healthy way. So instead of a porn, where it's someone trying to abuse people for money and continued prostitution, all this stuff like that, I'm saying there are these things built in the Bible. I'm going to go over this, not just in this video, in the next video, but this is so much to talk about right now. It's just a lot. But that I do want, bring me your virginities, bring me your sexualities. Don't give them to men who you aren't connected to. I don't want to cut other men off so that they die, but I don't want the way that it keeps going. You know what I mean? So there is a kingdom of heaven. This needs to move. This needs to be fixed, actually. I don't want to encroach on Kate Upton, Justin Verlander, or Scooter Braun, or Tyler, though I feel like I'm being encroached on in ways that's not appropriate, and if there's been contact with her, I mean, mass tribulation, that's what I'm saying, why the planet is going into whatever, but that if not, that, you know, family, we can all do this in a fun way. Reina, Olivia Munn, definitely. Well, you know, so, and like, yes, I would like your daughters and your daughters' virginities. Like, that's the whole point. You're supposed to give them to someone. I'm literally gonna go over. Like, it's supposed to be within accordance of what your desire is as a parent, but what is also healthy and best for your child. And so, not just your child, like your people, humanity moving forward. Like, people go from, like, they mature. It's like fruit. It's like all these things symbolized here in this ancient wisdom. Literally, these proverbs describe it in multiple forms so that you understand that sexuality is something inherently linked to our core being, not just sexuality, relationship and family and connection and wisdom and these things, but that doing it properly can keep you from death, literally death. So let's do it properly. Padma, can I have your daughter's virginity? If not, can we set it up so that you make sure that it goes to someone proper, that people like, so that she's connected, and or that she's a chaste virgin and that doesn't get hurt by sexuality and that doesn't have these problems? I'm challenging everybody to actually deal with sexuality properly, and this is obviously wisdom, ancient wisdom set forth that people haven't been using properly, and that it's like a hidden thing that you would have to, not even hidden, you just have to look and care about it. And I've cared about it for a long time because I've been hurt by it a long time, and like slowly executed, like I've said, and I'm not slowly executed. You know, I'm not first death or well, maybe they tried to first death me. I'm one who has life unto himself. You know, Jesus explains that thing. This should all make sense. So this is the life. Like, let's move on. They are death. They're poison. All these, well, not all these people. Maybe it's more clear specifically in lining it up how this goes, but that you know, this is definitely promoting death and pain on me, and I don't want it, and I want it done and removed, and I think everybody does. I think everybody wants to move on. That's why literally at the end, this whore of a woman is discarded, because if you want to act like that, again, do some savage shit, that's how you're going to be treated by those savage people, who are then going to be treated like savages. And there you go. And this is fixing all the tribes of the world type thing. If people were trying to make if she's like, again, I think she's trying to poison stuff and make an issue between the tribes of the world. There's no issue. I love all y'all, you know? Actually, daddy. And, you know, let's move forward in a healthy, proper way where we aren't dying and where we actually, you know, live happy, healthy lives. So Padma Lakshmi, you know, let's set up your daughter's sexuality and her life so in that way. Or when I say let's, do it in a way, now that I've challenged you and a number of people openly and I'm doing this, do it in a way that isn't whatever, but clearly as I see into things and the way that I do, and the planet shakes, is, you know, clearly I am who I am, and let's get this all set up. That's obviously what this is about. I'm going to keep going through that in this movie, in this video, but in the next one. But I would, I'd like to take women. I would like your virginities. We can do this in a way that is really healthy and fun. We can have a house and like a whole network and, Kingdom of Heaven, a family. Not just network, but that's how, people do society and whatever. But let's have let's do Kingdom of Heaven society. Let's do a real thing instead of what this brain dead ass, dying into death. And so what I'm saying about virginity is, if you want to make it fun to whatever degree you want to do it, if you don't even want to lose your virginity, but you're curious about whatever, masturbation, hand jobs, I want your sexuality in a way that isn't hurtful towards me specifically, but also to you and towards other people. It is something that is supposed to be healthy and contained and propel and drive people like in a happy way instead of hurting them. I believe it. I mean, obviously it's not supposed to hurt people, but that it seems to be a drive to propel people in a way, creatively and in all sorts of ways, so that they do, they're enjoying things, And so is chastity. Chastity is nice too. You don't have to always be going around. That's the whole point, is using it in any other way is death, actually. So let's align it with life. That's what this proverbial wisdom is saying, is like, it's the stairway to death, or the Proverbs, or it's like the home of death, the seductress is. And so let's not do that. Let's set up proper sexualities. And again, so check this out. Let's do virginity. Like, I will take your virginity. We can do it on camera, high definition, lighting and everything. Do it in a way that's super fun, healthy, safe, really pleasurable, extremely pleasurable. We can go through all sorts of stages. We can do it however you would like, or however you'd like me to set up. You know what I mean? That it's healthy. So I'm asking you for it, and I'm saying I want it. Bring it to me. So I'm asking and I'm telling. It's like both. That's like, I'm not forcing it, though. The point is, someone else is forcing, and like a society of people seemingly are forcing the other thing, which does lead in death and is killing everybody. There is no other way out of this, according to the Bible. So let's set this up right, because they aren't doing it right for sure. I haven't challenged me with what other people are doing properly. I mean, within this context, and then we can have a debate, actually. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'd like to have not even a debate. It's like I've already won. I'm just, instead of sitting in silence. So we're still talking about silence and this whole Padma Lakshmi being raped and them holding me down and forcing this on me. So maybe a form of this, and to keep me silent as well. So let's do this. I would like to take your virginities. We can do it on camera. Women, if you just want to give me hand jobs and stuff and you don't want to lose your virginity, if you just want to masturbate or masturbate with me, or if you just want to send me naked pictures, you don't want to give your virginity to anybody, but you want to keep it chaste, do that. Do it, or give it to the one, give it to your husband, like, or the person that you're connected to. I seem to, again, be connected to everybody, man, woman, child, like everybody, but that give it to someone who you're not, like, it won't hurt not just them, but society, because we're all connected. This does actually affect people. There is a way to eternal life, seemingly, that obviously every spiritual thing has pointed to, but that Christianity, the Bible, is obviously the correct one, with the true Word of God that is pointing this out manifestly and in real time, so that you can see it happening. And so, yes, bring me your virginities. Like, let's have a harem, a house, to have all sorts of fun. Specifically, even to beat this lady over the head. Bring me women that, like, some women to just, like, because even here I'm making it like the Virgin Stefanie Joosten, so it's almost like the Virgin Mary. I'm kind of, Yo gets the Virgin Mary pregnant anyway, so that's what I'm saying here. Like, bring me all Virgin Stefanie Joosten pussy. If she's made like a car out of herself, or they've made a thing out of this, bring me that kind of stuff. I like this, obviously. She's my wife. I'm connected to her so much. I feel like we're even similar looking, and all, like, to a degree that is weird, and like or that's the whole point, is people are trying to make it such, is that, like, I would like this actually, but she's like hurting me and assaulting me with it. So bring me something like this, and better, lots of this, or like a thing to cap this off, like we're the thing that beats her over the head with it, and we're gonna start this harem off like the kingdom of heaven off properly. You're gonna be provided for. Zion is what it is, obviously, and so same thing with men moving forward. Like, men would be provided for, and so would women. Like, people would be provided for instead of not and dying and stuff. So yeah, you can bring me a lot of this. It's just like that. I hope that you're the one. If not, you are the prototype. Obviously, right? So, prototype, I guess, huh? Or I just said obviously, right? So, there you go. That's what you've done to yourself, too. And it's seemingly powerful wisdom here. And again, the one whose name is the Word of God here, I'm making it very clear. Well, making it clear here, Yoda, and to know, yada, and to know that even means, let's go through here. To know. So, Jewish idiom for sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. So, I'm literally the one who knows. I am literally the one who knows. Like seemingly, just my being and name and knowledge is sex. It is knowing people. That's probably why I know people to a level where they're either extremely comfortable or uncomfortable with everybody. I'm connected like that with everybody. I look into people like a seer, almost like the seer who has to eat the scroll at the end of Revelation, right? So, to know, to see, and then who is obviously I go all the way to the point where I see and I am and Yoda. You get it? So, to know. He knows. This is Jada. The same, that's what that name means. Knowing, yada, Jada, yada da yada da yada. That's what that means. Ja, see, you can even see what that would be. Very similar, but not just similar. If it's Yoda and you say it Yoda, then Yo knows, right? So, to know. And then here, Revelation 19, one whose name is the Word of God, who is dipped in, to throw around, to surround city with bank, to clothe oneself, invest, put on dress, to dip in color of blood. So, but do you think I'm going around killing people, or do you think it's like my rightful blood, like to my wife's, which is, virgin wives that going over specifically as I'm going over right now, that are actually my wife's. Again, that I would love to take it. We can do it HD cameras, like where we set it up like it's a thing. And this should be the norm. Like, porn isn't. That's not what porn is. Like, look with a camera. What porn is improper stuff like prostitution, which is implied with modern day porn, with that modern day word porn. So a lot of basically all porn today is not doing it right. That's my whole point. It's just people asserting themselves over other people to disease, and it's not love. It's not whatever. Like, maybe there's a small fraction that could be, but it doesn't seem as though that is. But that we can do, make for the house and harem and network kingdom. Well, for the people that are, definitely for the people that want to, we'll work it out together who could see your specific thing. But that's what I'm saying is, we can work this out. We can have theme nights, fun nights. We can do furry things. I mean, I don't want to, not animal things, but, you want to dress up like furries? That's like theme night. You want to do 80s night? Let's do it. You want to do neon themed and, let's have all sorts of funs at the house and harem, and let's kick off a party to Kingdom of Heaven for everybody, to where everybody's included and provided for, and we go to the Kingdom of Heaven actually that sounds directly out of the Bible and what everybody's waiting for. What else is going to happen? What do you think this is about? So it's always been a fight for power. Sexual power is seemingly one of the things at the end. People have gone so far against someone they shouldn't have in public, and literally I'm able to shake the planet, and that's obviously how the end of the Bible goes, is the fire from heaven. It's coming down on you. So this is to dip in blood of, and so I made the point here, virginity. I'm virgin. Virgin. A virgin, a marriageable maiden, a woman who has never had sexual intercourse with a man, one's marriageable daughter. So also with Stefanie Joosten, if you guys thought this was I want your daughters or something, I mean, that's the whole point. I do want everybody's daughters. I didn't want my wife to go and, get pregnant with someone else, you know what I mean? And all this stuff, she's so my wife that it's physically hurting me and a number of people that this issue is going on. And I don't have to keep saying, how it's obviously she's my wife. She's my wife. You can see it. You can tell it's so connected. The Earth's exploding, proving God's existence to show you that she's my wife. This is a way to like sexual warfare. You could germ people in the past. You could sexual warfare people like this. People have like I said, maybe cut off a digit of mine, and they're trying to make it seem like someone's done that, or someone has done that, in Japan, and they're trying to make it seem like someone's done that, either or. It's coming to a very swift and sudden end, and trust me, I'm gonna be provided for infinitely, but that this is done, and that you've hurt a number of people. Everybody hates you and everything that you stand for. So, I mean, let's just keep moving forward here. Well, y'all be moving back. And here's Zion, see own instead of rent. I keep saying that because it's true. Parched place. And I think a lot of women want to be owned sexually and feel good and desired and owned, not willy-nilly not desired and rented junk. I don't know. That's what seemingly is implied by that, because you're hurting the men, you're hurting, it's poison. That's all that is. That's why it ends and we can do good family time. Again, so Padma Lakshmi, Kate Upton, Yale, basically, not Stephanie, but everybody here, to the degree that it won't hurt me. The whole point is I don't want to be hurt by this. If you're trying to create false realities around me and hurt me, that comes to a sudden end, and it does get dealt with. But provide for me and I'll provide for you, and that's the whole point. Is Daddy provides, and but that even if you saw me as a brother, that I would want to provide for you. Even if you see me as a friend or someone, even check this out. I love you, Stephanie. I want to provide the future for you and everybody else that is best. That just ends up, or Stephanie, I say that, whoever you are. But that might not include you in it, huh? So, actually, that seems to include you being savagely eaten and burned. Whoa. Yeah. So, let's, and the snakes who have been causing perpetual sexual war, thrown alive into lava or lake of burning sulfur. But Whitney, I'll bring up this specific, well, how do you know on this one? Whitney O'Hearn, you know what I'm going to say again? And I don't want to beat Tyler over the head with this. If Tyler doesn't want it or has a problem with it, well then, talk to me, because that's the issue. People aren't talking to me and it's causing problems because obviously I'm being abused. So, bring me your poop hole. You have a nice butt and I want to play in your poop hole and, have fun with your feet and stuff. And we can be really close friends. I think we actually are. And either that or you've been trying to attack me and this is hilarious. But I'm pretty sure playing in your poop hole sounds like a lot of fun. So, bring me your butthole. Let's do anal things. Let's do... I'll lay on a table, and this would also be fun for all sorts of women. Lay on a table, put massage oil all over you. Let's get a camera. Let's, all sorts of women can also be in and joining and massaging you too, and we can all have fun together and stuff. And, make you come also, do all that stuff where I lay you on the table and make you come a bunch, and where we all make each other come a bunch, and we're just all happy and bonded together, and we love each other, and there's friendship. And, I don't want to hurt Tyler with this. I'm just trying to make an example, and I think maybe you guys have been watching and that this is obviously maybe participating in the attacks on me. I hope not, but that, I really just want to see your poop hole rubbed and rub your poop hole. And I don't want other people besides Tyler to do it, but me, but that, I rub your poop hole and all my friends. That's what I'm saying, basically. Everybody. That's what I'm saying. Daddy. I want everybody to be provided for, but I obviously know everybody in a way and see into things and am connected to people that it's who are you kidding? Who is anybody kidding? Only perpetuating this perpetuates an empire of death. So that's what I'm saying. Let's have fun. Let's not just have fun. Let's kick off the kingdom of heaven and live forever. And stuff like this, you are in, Sabrina said, you do stuff lingerie, witchy. So you might not be someone that is, you typically think that would be, that I'm saying, come join the kingdom of heaven, let's do Jesus things, and let's move forward. But, he hung out with whores. I think he explained it to them. The point is, there is a whore at the end that has to go. I don't want to see it as you at this point. I'd rather see it as Stefanie Joosten, whatever. Or maybe there's some other lady that's perpetuating this and she's doing this, but I don't know. You seem like the clown lady defeating the witchy enchantress lady, so let's do this. I want to play with your poop hole. I'm going to keep saying this over and over. I really like this picture of your poop butthole and your butt. Well, it's not your butthole, but your butt, and it looks like I'd really like your butthole. So bring it. Let's do it. And bring it yesterday. Today's good. Yesterday's better. Today's good. Tomorrow's bring it. So, and you have tattoos and stuff, you know, that didn't mean you can't be in the kingdom of heaven and, you know, join the family of God and stuff like that. God makes what is unholy holy. The issue is you don't want to be unholy. Like, there is about to be a thing where it's like, we actually need to move forward with this. There is not, like, we can't die as all, like, I don't want to die, but we can't die as humanity. This perpetual sexual warfare needs to end. There needs to be something that at least, you know, makes sense sexually. Like, you seem to be obviously advertising it, maybe even specifically to me, and so let's do it. And hopefully you're not advertising it to other people. That's what I'm saying. Or, you know, advertising it in the sense of, like, buy it, rent it, like, you know, let's do family time, daddy time. Tyler, I'm your brother, but actually daddy. I'm everybody's daddy, but that's what I'm saying. It's like 6 churches, brotherly love. Like, the men should understand what I'm saying here. The women should understand what daddy actually is and a good brother would actually be. Like, that's probably what the Christ body, family of Christ is, all these things that are explained. The family of the anointed. I've anointed my, like, it says in the book of Revelation, anoint your eyes, you know, take my gold, take my white robes, take these things. So I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing. Let's go to this place. I want to rub Whitney's poop hole. I want to make her happy in her poop hole and her vagina, and just in all sorts of ways so that she doesn't feel abused and stuff like that, because it seems like I can see on the internet that people are degrading her sexuality. So I'd rather not see my friend degraded in that way, or someone that at least one time perceived as a friend degraded at her form of sexuality, or just in any way. I don't want to see you guys degraded. I just wanted you guys to come with me instead of go wherever you guys went or wherever you're going. You get it? But yeah, your poop hole your butt looks really nice. I want to play with your poop hole. I keep saying it because, look, it's true. And again, I'll be provided all the poop holes that I need, but that should tell you, friend, daddy, bring me your poop hole. Let's kick this off so that it's not perpetual death and warfare based on sex. Your poop hole, bring it. Okay, and your feet. Okay, let's see. And so yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to take all women. I'm starting with the most beautiful women because people look at the most beautiful people. It makes sense that you could just use wisdom to, like, perpetuate the obvious ideas. Bring me the most beautiful virgins that exist ever, that will ever exist. Let's kick this off. Let's, you know, ones that look all like Stefanie Joosten lady, that haven't been degraded in a way to abuse me and hurt me, that haven't done this, that we can all keep this in a private to semi-private. Like, Whitney, all this stuff seems to be out in the open somewhat, like your pictures and stuff, but, like, let's rein it back in. Let's bring it back in. Let's make all those people feel terrible for playing that kind of sexual perpetual warfare games. Let's go to the kingdom of heaven where, you know, people actually live forever. That is very obviously indicated at the end of the Bible, that we would get past this, that we don't have to be diseased by this disease that's affected people since some sort of fall, that maybe consciousness, you know, that obviously that people maybe understood this a long time ago, and there's a fall that's been, you know, a war for existence that's clearly explained in the Bible. So, you know, let's do this right to where it's taken care of, and to where people are properly taken care of. And, like, again, Kate Upton, Yale, come do milk things. Bring me your milk. Bring me your nipples. Let's do milk things. I don't want to embarrass people, but you guys seem up for it already, and, you know, models and sexual and all this stuff. So let's rein that into a way that it's not abusive and perpetual sexual warfare. If you want to be a rebel just for kicks, be a rebel in the way to bring milk and do all sorts of things, you know, not, I don't know, you're already pregnant, so that's why I'm saying the milk stuff, but, you know. And same thing, Yale, you're saying, let's beat cancer, mother lucker. This is actually, I think, where cancer ends, because I think this is what cancer is. It's like a malignancy that is brought on by people poisoning and diseasing people, so I need strong bones. I want your milk. I want your milk. Olivia Munn, you're not seemingly pregnant. We'll figure something. Well, I don't want you to get pregnant just to give me milk. That's the whole point also. And I don't want you to get pregnant just to give me virgins, because that's already provided for. Like, if you're my wife, Stefanie Joosten. So, like, I want what I want, and I don't want to be abused, and I don't think anybody does. And so I think this weird, like, not rebellious for fun spirit, like, where it's maybe this word isn't actually a good word for it because linguistics is whatever, but a rebel where it's like, I'm going to hurt people with my sexuality, I'm going to rebel against people. I'm like, Satan is a rebel. He's an adversary. That's what he wants. He doesn't care, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. That attitude, I mean, the idea of it being attractive is just because it had some authority, because, you know, people would go for it for a while there's been this fight for existence. But that adversary is getting thrown alive into lava, and we're kicking off a real party. So whatever fucking shit that is, done. Reina, you seem to look at ice cream. This says 97 line. So maybe since 1997, I showed you 1996 as a thing. Maybe since 1997 you've been attached and connected to this, or you're saying like a model since then, or, you know, just people that, you know, you're from 97, or, you know, whatever. So I've already sent you DMs, and I'm pretty sure they're public, you know, the way that this is all playing out actually, but that I'd pee in you. You seem to be into some interesting, fun stuff, and you might be a ninja, so let's go. And I think you already know, so let's go. Okay, I'm actually going to stop there because there's more on sexuality I'd like to get into. There's more on all sorts of stuff. But this is already an hour long, and it could be longer. Okay, this is already an hour long, and it could be longer. So, I'm just going to end it. Oh, actually, I'm going to look at one more. We'll quickly... Actually, I won't even go back into earthquakes now. I'm going to end it here. Because there's more to talk about on this, and virginity and sexuality and connection actually, and sexual perpetual, you know, sexual warfare, perpetual warfare perpetuated via sexuality, whereas it's like territorial games where, you know, basically people are fighting for whatever. Even Simi Hayes doing that know your body is a battleground thing is pretty obviously an indicator. And what's going on here? Maybe again, if some Japanese gang has taken my wife and that's like what this like territory thing is or something, or someone's trying to make it look like that. That's my point. It's either that or someone's trying to make it look like that. So what is it? Or some gang of assassins are trying to make it look like they're some other gang or whatever. Maybe it's some military. Again, it's just Satan. It's an adversarial force. There is at the end some group of people that is tied together from all classes and all groups of people attacking, the Word of God, just the one making sense of it. Daddy, Abba, Father, who would want to fix this. They would want to perpetuate their stuff for money and authority and power, and they would rather be the disease on your sexuality than see you sexually fulfilled and happy and fulfilled in any way and moving on to the kingdom of heaven with, God. So I'm going to get more into sexuality and virginity and stuff in the video that I do in maybe just a couple hours. So I'll see you then. Yeah.